Hi there, this is Tracy at Tracing Dreams. Today I'm going to try out these new little sponges that I got off of Amazon. I'll try and link it below so if you're interested in getting some, you can. But it was kind of one of my New Year's resolutions to do a little more mixed media, to use some of the other items and things that I have for crafting. So today we're going to try a few things with some paint here. And I also started a little bit of a like art mixed media kind of journal here that I'll show you, because we'll work on one of those pages hopefully too. So I'm just going to test this out first. I did pour some paint out here, a few different colors, and I do have some water here in case I need it. So these are just they are not real sponge like from the sea or wherever, but they look very much like it. And the reason I went with these is because when I read the reviews, it did say some things about them being a little easier to wash out and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and try it. So I'm just going to do a little kind of white on the background here, and automatically I can kind of see I had a little more paint on there than I wanted to, like up here. So we'll kind of switch that out, or spread that out a little bit. And I just have this old file folder back here that you can see I've used as a background before to kind of protect my surface. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this blue, just a little bit here. And I don't know if any of you remember when like sponge painting was a thing back in like the 90s. I believe my room was sponge painted. My mom was into it, so okay, I'll dab a little bit of this blue. Get some in these spots here. Okay, and a teeny bit of this gold as well. And the colors that I chose were intentional because my goal in my art journal is to use a little bit of this vintage wallpaper that I have. And the colors in it are this blue and gold and white. So not quite the same blue I have going on here. So what I might do for the art journal is not use that blue. I think these other blues would go, other colors would go pretty well. But yeah, so I think that looks pretty nice there. So I'll let that dry. Yeah, and this is just a book page that I pulled out of one of my books that I used. Set that aside to dry. Then I'm also going to try it on a piece of cardstock. Okay. So again, I'm going to start with I really don't need to start with some white, but I'm going to put a little bit of white on there to kind of mix in with these other colors. So I don't know if you can see that, but it is kind of mixing in a little bit here. Got a little too much paint, I think, on my sponge there at the beginning, so it's a little darker up there. Then I'm going to put a little bit of a layer of white in there to kind of mix it in. Yeah, this is kind of fun. I could do this all day. Okay, and I'll take this other blue, kind of mix that in too. And a little bit of the gold. These, this gold paint is actually pouring paint that I had gotten at Ollie's. And it, is a little more watery than this regular, acrylic paint that I got like at Walmart, I think. So here we go. Yeah, so that'll make a great background for something. Sorry. So I'm going to set that over here to kind of dry a little bit. Then I'm going to try washing sponge out in the water. Let's see if I can get that to work here. Sorry if you hear the dog barking up there. Okay. So that came out pretty well from this sponge. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper towel, dry my hands, and then fold this up, put it over this way so I can put my art journal here. So this is, let me move it up a little so you can see my paints. So I started, this came like this, and had these real nice thick pages in it. Sorry, that got it kind of messed up from this one here, but so I decided for January I would work on this, just to kind of try some of my techniques and things and have some fun. So I made this page here, and then these 2 pages. And these I had covered up with pieces of paper because they had like words and things on them, because this originally was a book to, I want to say, like practice hand lettering or something like that, or it had some examples of that. So these are the 2 pages I'll be working on today that I covered with some music paper and book page, but then some of the other pages here you can see that's what they look like. They're blank and they're pretty nice thick cardstock, so it doesn't show through when you put stuff on it. All right, I'm gonna move these papers out of the way to dry, and then I think I will try some more of this, of the paint here. So I'm gonna start off with a little bit of the white, and my sponge is a little wet, which is not a bad thing because then it'll kind of dilute it a little bit as we're putting the white on there. And it wouldn't have to be like a white. You could use like a cream or something on this too, because it is kind of that color in the background. Okay, maybe just a little more up here. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna use a little bit of this blue here. I can do more of like almost like a stamping here with the sponge. Get kind of a really cool effect there. This black washi tape that was back here was left over from another project I worked on this morning, which I'm hoping to make a YouTube short just showing you what I made, because it was kind of cool. A little more blue over here. I'm worried the blue's a little too bright and heavy here, so I'm gonna put a little more white over it before I do the gold. So I like how that turned out though, it looks pretty cool. So I just put a little more white in there, and I'm not bothering to rinse my sponge in between because it's all kind of going on here, all mixing together. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put a little more white up here. Really mix that in. Now I'm gonna put some gold on it too. So I think the gold, I was just gonna kind of try and stamp it here. Get a little bit of a gold impression, get the outsides here. Yeah, so when I did all the Ollie's shopping this summer, they had a lot of these pouring paints, really cheap, where you could get like a whole set of them, and most of them were, at least the ones I got, I think, were metallic. So they do add like a fun element to the pages. So I'll just put a touch more gold up here. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry and then I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. So I let the paint dry and then I added a few of these, a little bit of this Distress Oxide Spray in Lost Shadow and Tumbled Glass just to give it a little bit of splatter, a little bit of depth. Then now I'm going to add some of this vintage wallpaper in there. So let me find some glue. And then I have a dish of some like ephemera here that we'll try and put in there too. So let's see here. So I'm gonna rip this a little bit and maybe a little bit more. We'll put some of that down there. Make sure you can still see. Yep, there we go. Looking for my pin. A little bit of a clog here. And let's see. So I'm going to glue this down with a little bit of the art glitter glue. And I'm just going to paste it around different parts of the page here. I just love this wallpaper. I picked it up at a estate sale, and the ladies there thought that it might be hand painted or stamped, so because it almost looks like you can see the paint a little bit on there. So, and it has a nice paper texture to it. It's just really fun to play with. So I think we'll put a piece over here as well. And I love the way that it tears too. I mean, it tears like paper. It does not feel like modern wallpaper at all. But at the same time, it's very fragile, so I'm not sure you could use it as like a page in a journal because it's just too fragile, but it works really well. Oops, see, a piece just popped off. Works really well in collage. It looks so pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little more, like a top maybe. I'm just kind of tearing it. I put a chunk up there. So yeah, I'm decided that I need to be doing more projects with all of the supplies that I have. Use some of them up. And I'm gonna try and do some of it on camera. Been hesitant to do that. Just because I'm always like a little worried that it's not gonna work out right. But I guess that's part of the process that maybe some of you wanna see, so. All right. So yeah, that looks cool. I like it. Okay, let's get some more on this side here. Anyway, this estate sale where I got in this wallpaper this last summer, the lady who was there, it was, I think, a lot of her mom's stuff, and her mom had been a crafter as well. The lady there junk journaled, and so my parents kind of stumbled across the sale, and then they picked me up a few things, and then I went back later because they were like, there's so much more, and found a few more things like the wallpaper. And I also got it in like a green too, and it is, yeah, again, so pretty. And really, I don't know what else someone would use it for other than crafting, because it would look really pretty on a wall, but it's kind of fragile, so I think it would rip if someone was trying to use it as actual wallpaper. So we'll put a piece there too. So yeah, let me know if you have any tips for art journaling, for layering different types of things, what your favorite tools are. I'm just kind of really just playing around and seeing what I can make. Getting kind of messy. Okay. All right, good. I really like how that turned out. So, part of me wants to kind of go around it and trace it a little bit, but let me see how my ephemera turns out here. So, I picked out some of these pieces to kind of see. I think this would look pretty, but I'm going to need something to help it stand out a little bit. We could throw some pinks in there. That would stand out. And then I have some of these gold pieces, which I don't use gold a lot, so this would probably be the perfect project to use it in because the wallpaper has some gold in it as well. So I'm just going to kind of throw some things out there. These pieces, this is a little too glittery for me. But I love the butterfly. I think that looks pretty on there. There's another gold flower. That could look really pretty. Yeah, that one. Let's see what else we have. So this could kind of layer behind something too. All right, so let me see. I have some Distress ink here. Let's see if I put a little ink around the sides of this, if it'll pop out more. Because it's very white, but I think the edges are kind of blending in to the background. So let's see if we can, oops, I went a little too far there. I'm not doing the best job with this right now. This may not end up looking pretty good. See, this is why when we do it live, I have to give myself some grace because, okay, it's not so bad. What I can do, I'm gonna blot this out a little bit and then kind of take this and just make it a little more vintagey looking by taking the vintage photo ink and just kind of smearing it around a little bit on here, partly to cover up those mistakes I made there. So that looks pretty. I can put something like that in the middle, like a little focal point. Let's see. I could also do a butterfly, which this is like a little vellum butterfly. I could put them in the corner there maybe. And this here. Let me see. I might have some like gold vellum stickers. So for Christmas, I got this bag here. I'd seen somebody else haul it on YouTube, and it was from Amazon. And I put all my ephemera in it, so I don't know if you can see, but it's got little pouches. This isn't the best way to kind of show you, but it has worked out pretty well so far. It is a little on the I guess I'd say cheap side with the zippers, but so far they are holding up. But I really thought, oh, okay, I found them. So I do have some stickers like that that I think would look really pretty. Let's see what else I have in there. I kind of really like the gold with it. I mean, there are some black ones too. Let's see here. Okay. So we have, yeah, I could do something like that, and then the little butterfly down here or over here. So, okay. Let's move that out of the way. Sorry, I only have so much room here to work. So, I'm gonna need to grab my tape to help get the backing of the sticker off. Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, somebody was using this to wrap Christmas presents or something, because it is a mess. Okay. So what I do is, I'm sorry, that was kind of loud. I just take the tape and put it on the back here, and my hands are really dirty with paint and stuff and glue, so that is sticking to the tape as well. But let's almost got it started. So yeah, in theory, the tape will take the backing of the sticker off, and I usually do not have a problem with this. I'm wondering if it's because my hands are so dirty. Let's try another piece. Other thing you can do is put it on the front of the sticker. There we go. That worked out a lot better. I have to be careful with the sticker not to rip it. Okay. All right. And then we're just going to kind of lay this right in here. There we go. That's cool. I like that. And it's like a washi sticker, so it's kind of see-through, and I like messed up the paint there a little bit. But yet it still gives it a little bit of that white background, so it helps make it stick out a little bit. And then I think I'll put another one up here. What do you think? Maybe that one? Which is like the same one. Let's put this butterfly down at the bottom here. Let me find my glue stick. I'm going through glue sticks like crazy because I've done a lot of masterboards lately, trying to use up scraps. Okay, so we're gonna put the butterfly down here. Actually, I think I kind of like it more at, yeah, that angle. It does not want to stay. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this glue behind the, just a teeny bit. Oops, might have been a little too much. Here, I'll take some of that off, put it on the other wing. Oh, it does not want to stay. So I'm thinking there are so many layers of paint back there and other stuff that it just doesn't want to stay to it. Okay, that's gonna be good enough for now. I might have to work on that later. All right, so let's see, let's see if I have a little bit of a smaller one. We could do that, or yeah, I like that one. Okay, so once again, we're gonna take my tape and, oh, I need a new piece of tape. That one's not sticky enough anymore. Okay. So yeah, tell me what your favorite mixed media items are, what you like to work with. I'm hoping to kind of fussy cut some images out of some magazines and stuff too. Just no major theme, just trying to work in my art journal here. And so I'm not gonna use those because that did not stick down very well. But I do think I'm gonna put that one right there. I think that'll look really cute. So yeah, I'm really liking the gold accents with the gold in the wallpaper. And I don't really work with metallics much. I have some metallic stuff, some sprays and things that I could definitely use. But this is kind of nice. Okay. There we go. So I do think I like the stickers better, but since I've already inked this up, and it does fit really well in that middle part, I'm gonna put it there. And honestly, oh, I'm not gonna be able to take that butterfly up without ripping the other stuff up. So he's just gonna stay there for now. So yeah, there's my project for today. I have just been having a really fun time working in this journal, and I have another big like blank book that I think I'm gonna use next when this is filled up. I think the pages are a little thinner, so what I might do is like glue two of them together for each page. But yeah, I made this one the other day. This is an old book image from a Reader's Digest. And then this is something that I cut out of a children's book. And then there's some ephemera and stuff and quote from a children's book. And then this I made with some of my like stencils and inks. And then this is a little bit of leftover washi from the envelopes I made today, which I'm going to do a short on that hopefully. And then this was like a Tim Holtz piece of ephemera. So yeah, so let me know if you have any ideas or anything you'd like to see me try. I'm willing to try it on camera. It may not work out, but yeah, we'll see. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.